many people here remember that song by Right Said Fred where he said, "I'm too sexy for Milan, New York, and Japan"? Who remembers that song? I am not in that class. However, I am too sexy for Hoboken, Wichita, and parts of Nokomis. I just got back from New York, and I don't fly very often, but I've noticed that the flight attendants are not quite as young and perky as I remember them to be. I didn't realize I was flying JetBlue hair. To give you an idea, the drink cart had yellow tennis balls on the bottom of it. We flew 1,100 miles from New York at 45 miles an hour in the left lane with the blinker on. Came home to find my 11-year-old son watching Breaking Bad on DVD. And I said, "Matthew, I don't think that's appropriate for you." And he said, "But Dad, it's educational." It was a little hard to argue with him. He brought home $85,000 last month. So I sat down to watch with him. After all, I did promise my wife I'd learn how to cook. After a show recently, I had someone come up to me and tell me that my jokes were simplistic. I'm not simplistic. I have layers. I'm a storyteller wrapped in a smartass inside a fat guy. I'm a comedy turducken. I was in the bookstore recently and I was looking at the new release section. I saw new releases by Robert B. Parker, dead. Tom Clancy, dead. Robert Ludlum, dead. As a writer myself, I always knew I needed something a little extra to be successful. I just didn't realize that what I needed was a toe tag. Some would actually describe my relationship with my wife as a storybook romance. Unfortunately, the story was written by Stephen King. My wife is very busy. She's always making these to-do lists. And so one day I decided to put sex on her to-do list. I probably should have specified with me. The barista at Starbucks was very surprised. Stephanie. Went to a party for my nephew Jackson. He's 2. And I wanted to get him a See-N-Say. Remember See-N-Say? You pull the string and... Except that I bought it on eBay, and I guess it's a little different, and I didn't realize, because what I ended up with was the See-N-Say Islamic edition. It's a little different. You pull the string and it says, "Praise Allah." The cow says, "Much." The sheep says, "Much." The pig says, "I am a godless infidel." The man says, "Much." The woman says nothing. Just the other day, Jackson said his first word. So I'm taking kung fu lessons, and when I tell people that, the first thing they always ask me is, "What belt are you? What's your belt?" Well, I'm 44 and I'm fat. My belt is a truss. To give you an idea, I'm so out of shape, I get winded during rapid eye movement. USA Today recently released a report of the most miserable states in the country. Number 3 was Mississippi, number 2 was Kentucky, number 1 was West Virginia. The only reason Florida wasn't on the list is because they didn't allow negative numbers. I will finish with this, since I think the light's on. Yes, it is. I went ziplining recently, and I got stranded on one of the lines. Kind of like a beached whale, only airborne. And I called for help, and the guide called in a code 500. I was offended. I'm a code 230, 240 tops. I thought they were going to send help, but instead a bunch of kids came out with a blindfold and a stick. No candy came out, But I haven't seen my wallet, my keys, or my right testicle since. Happy frickin' birthday, Manuel. Anyhow, that's my time. Thank you very much. Abolafia out.